And welcome back to Blaze Radio. Today we're live here on Blaze Sports for the matchup of the Lady Rebels, who have traveled over to Tempe to take on ASU Sun Devils. Jaden Ricken, Luke Carter on the call today, and this is the fifth game of the season for the Sun Devils. It's their now fifth appearance under Molly Miller and her era here in Tempe, and it's a big game, Luke, as well, for the Sun Devils, because UNLV is one of those teams that's been at the top in the Mountain West Conference for the last 4 years, and they've really become a team to beat there. They've proved that they can be competitive, and this is one of those games that ASU wants to make sure they don't just write off.
It's a really good test for ASU, coming off a huge road trip in which they picked up 2 wins in the state of California, one against University of San Diego, and then going into Santa Clara's building, almost giving up an 18-point lead, but hunkering down in the late stages of that game to pick up a big win and improve to 4-0, the 8th time since the 2002 season in which the Sun Devils have started with a 4-0 record. You really can't ask for anything better to start the Molly Miller era here in Tempe, and why not keep it going, keep that win streak alive, and pick up a big win against a tough test in UNLV today.
And that win at Santa Clara was an 82-77 nail-biter. The Sun Devils dominated with a quick start in the first 29-19 in the first quarter. They outscored Santa Clara. Then 24-18 in the second quarter. But the second half is where the team slowly started to fall apart, and that'll be key today as well. It's just making sure that they play a full 4 quarters and that they're not going to let the Lady Rebels try and get back into this after they feel like they might have a lead.
And the Lady Rebels, they need a win. They started off their season 2-0, knocking off Washington State and DePaul, but since then they fell to another Big 12 team in Baylor and a loss against Montana State. So they're coming into Tempe needing a win, trying to keep the skid from extending to 3 games for them.
It's the 6th season under Lady Rebel UNLV coach Lindy LaRock. As we mentioned, this season a 2-2 record. She's from the Las Vegas area, has really tried to give back. Played for Stanford University, was a part of their major run in the early 2010s. Started as a point guard when they ended UConn's 90-game NCAA winning streak back in 2010. She's been around the scene, and now she's really trying to build UNLV into one of those top programs, which they honestly have done pretty well in recent years. They've definitely started to build up that roster. But one loss that the team is dealing with this year, McKenna Brackens, a transfer from UNLV to ASU. This is the first time she's going to be facing off against her previous squad. And, I mean, as you know very well, Luke, the emotions of facing a team after a transfer, that can always be a big part of the game.
Yeah, and she's got all the confidence in the world coming into this one. She's coming off her career high in points scored, 23 against Santa Clara last week, 11 rebounds to go along with it. She played a fantastic game and was huge down the stretch for the Devils. So she has all that momentum coming into this game against her former team. Watch for Brackens to show her potential here today.
Brackens, a junior, spent her freshman and sophomore season with the Rebels, where last season she started all 34 games. Including, and we're back. She started all 34 games, a little bit of a technical issue, and she scored 333 points on 195 rebounds and 48 assists. She's brought that energy, as you mentioned, over here to ASU, where now she's reaching new records, and she just continues to push. One of the best recruits that ASU has gotten, and that's all part of Molly Miller and what she brings to the team, coming off of her excellent career with GCU, where she was 32-3 last season, and they came off of a 30-game streak. And that's really been the message here. When Molly Miller was brought over to ASU President Michael Crow said, we're bringing her with the intention of restoring the program to national prominence.
And where's the Final Four being played this year? Phoenix, Arizona. Why not go and make a statement, Molly Miller, and get this team as far as you can, first into that tournament, and as far as they can possibly go. This team's having fun. They're playing great basketball, and this should be a good one here today for some Saturday morning basketball between the Sun Devils and Lady Rebels.
Absolutely. As we are now just seconds away from tip-off here in Tempe. Once again, you're listening to Blaze Sports. Jaden Rick and Luke Carter on the call today. The Lady Rebels make their way over from Las Vegas down here to Tempe, where we've experienced some cooler temperatures this week. Winter starting to kind of get in the swing, and we had some showers where we've been seeing it down in the 60s and 70s as Arizona starts to cool off.
For Arizona State, that starting lineup is going to be Gabby Elliott and Marley Washenitz in the backcourt, along with last-tier Poa. And in the front court, it'll be Heloisa Carrera and McKenna Brackens rounding out that Sun Devil lineup. And for the Lady Rebels, it'll be Tegan Colgan and Jasmine Lott in the backcourt, along with Aaliyah Alexander. And Shelby Brown and Meadow Rowland will round out the starting five for UNLV.
Last-tier Poa, a fifth-year player now. She was a part of the LSU squad when they won the national championship a few years ago. Still cites that as one of the most exciting moments she's had, and that's going to be a great addition to have on a roster, to have somebody who's gone all the way, because that energy that they can bring, knowing how good it feels to win the national championship, that can only help your team start to really buy in and want to get there as well.
That veteran experience, when you have someone that has been there and done it before, it can do all the wonders in the world. You think of like Alex Caruso helping out the Thunder to win the NBA championship last year. You need to have veteran presence. Yes, having the young players and the youth is great, but you need someone who's been there before, and she brings that element for the Sun Devil team.
So today, your Sun Devils will be moving from left to right. UNLV going from right to left. Here at Desert Financial Arena, soon to get major renovations. That's been a big part of the draw for transfer players, although it's more for the fans. But Desert Financial Arena soon to get some upgrades, and the Sun Devil student section out in full support as well.
It's Safari Day here at Desert Financial Arena. Phoenix Zoo, the sponsor of the game, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely, Luke. Out for the tip-off. Carrera for the Sun Devils. Move it to the left. ASU wins the tip-off. Last-tier Poa bouncing around. Now outside. Carrera at the top. Now on the near side. Kicks it to Poa. Poa gets a screen. Still the top of the three. Elliott has it. Looking. Kicks it back. Now inside the paint. Carrera driving. Turns it over. UNLV making the first defensive stop. Now it's Shelby Brown, who goes inside off the glass, draws the foul, and they'll get a travel call.
Yeah, just a little too overexcited there, shuffled the feet. Great defense by Amaya Williams down low, staying in front and forcing the turnover on the traveling violation.
Now ASU going back to the left. Still a scoreless game here in the opening minutes. Poa inside. That one bounces off the glass, but she'll get her own shot. Back to the board. Spinning, left-handed. That one, no good again. And UNLV in transition. Rowland takes it down the court, moving quickly at the top of the three. Now on the far side of the lane. That's out. Near three from Alexander. One wide left.
And once again, Amaya Williams loving the way she is keeping her opponent in front of her, shuffling her feet, not giving up any space for this UNLV team to penetrate into the paint and forcing the air ball there.
ASU back on the left side. Their third time down near the net, nearly stolen. Still out past the three. Washenitz has it. She'll take the left lane. Moving around, posts up, doesn't find anything. Carrera now out to the three. Shots good from Washenitz. From McKenna Brackens drills the three to put the Sun Devils on the board for the first time today, and now we'll see some miscommunication as UNLV tries to make the pass, and it goes straight over
and
to the opposite.
I said Amaya Williams. It's Washenitz who's been playing fantastic defense. Once again, disruptive there, getting her hand in the passing lane, causing a miscommunication between the Lady Rebels, and it's another turnover.
ASU now leading by three inside and off the glass again. The interior has not been working right now for the Sun Devils. Brown will take it back on the right side of the court. In and out, deep three shot. That one bounces off the back side of the board. And Sun Devils will get the rebound. Moving quickly back to the left in transition. Dribbling around out at the three. Elliott has it. Dribble handoff to Washenitz. Recentered now over to the Far side, cutting in. Brackens moves, passes it to Carrera, who puts it up, falls out. Brackens gets the board and will get a whistle.
And this Arizona State team is excellent on the offensive glass. Just last game against Santa Clara, they had 20 offensive rebounds and outscored Santa Clara 20-8 in second chance points. That's what this team does, extending those possessions and getting more chances to put points on the board. Inbounded
from underneath the basket, out to the three for Carrera on the near side. Now pass to the far side for Washington, who throws up a jumper, and it swirls out.
ASU getting a lot of really good looks right now. The shots just aren't falling. But if they continue to get these looks, they'll be in a good place.
Lady Rebels still scoreless. Another three-point attempt on the far side. That one's drilled. And they'll move up to tie the game at 3. Aliyah Alexander starts it off. Moving back on the near side, dribbling out far. Poa dips it inside. Carrera, turn around, lays it in on the shot, and it's 5-3.
Carrera had the mismatch on the much smaller guard, Colvin. She went to work, an easy basket.
Brown inside, opposite, lays it in underneath. UNLV quick to respond. Rotating back. Brackens picks up her dribble, looking for a pass. Out on the near logo. Poa at half court. Dribbling, waiting for a screen from Carrera. Carrera sets it. Poa spins down the middle of the lane, and she will get called for a travel.
Poa doesn't like that one. That's one that you typically see a player get away with. Very ticky-tack with the traveling violations here. Both teams are going to have to be sure to not shuffle those feet and be clean with their steps.
5:50 left in the first quarter. UNLV going back to the right on offense. Ball on the far side. Screen set. Roland looking around. Pass over to Alexander. Alexander down to Brown. Inside the paint, and they'll get a score.
Great ball movement from the Lady Rebels right there. And keep passing it and cutting until you find that open person down low. That time it was Roland with a wide open layup.
UNLV with their first lead, 7-5. ASU on the attack. Mid-range shot for Brackens off the backside, rebounded by UNLV. 5:20 on the clock. Brown takes it down the court, inside underneath. That one rolls off the backside of the board, and it's a scramble for the ball at the free throw line. Whistle's called, and that'll be a jump ball.
And on that last offensive possession for ASU, we talked about the emotions of a revenge game for McKenna Brackens. Came down the court and threw up a contested mid-range jumper only about 6 seconds in the shot clock. That's one thing Bracken's going to have to settle things down and let the game come to her and not speed things up and get to her spots.
Lady Rebels inbounding underneath the basket. They lead 7-5. Working it around at the free throw line. Roland moves to the left. Dribble handoff now inside the lane. Shots up. Left side off the rim. ASU on the fast break. There was a deep pass intended for Washington, and it is well overthrown. So that'll be another turnover as we get a timeout from Arizona State. Score is 7-5 with 4:55 here in the first quarter as we step aside for these messages.
Radio. All aboard the Northeast Corridor. I'm Preston Rabb.
And I'm AJ Gonzalez. Sit back and relax as we take you on a 30-minute adventure giving you all the updates from the Northeast.
From sports to politics to the biggest trends.
We got you.
Be sure to listen on BlazeRadioOnline.com. What days are we on, AJ?
Every Tuesday.
That's right. So listen in.
We'll know if you don't listen.
Don't miss out on the hottest growing show on Blaze.
Tune in every Tuesday night only on Blaze Radio for the Northeast Corridor.
If you're a tennis fan and want to take a little break from your day, I'm serving up a show for you. This is your host Pratham Valluri, bringing you Match Point, your weekly tennis content. I'll cover ongoing tournaments, go over the latest news, analyze players and matches, and replay the previous week's biggest moments. Be sure to tune into Match Point every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
You know, Timber, I'm glad we're both on the same page. We love fangirling.
Me too, Jazz. That's why we made a whole show about it.
The Fangirl Forum is back and better than ever.
Join us every Sunday at 1 p.m. on Blaze Radio to hear the rundown on all our favorite shows, movies, books, and more.
Tune in at blazeradioonline.com.
Channel your inner fangirl.
Adventurer, quickly, I don't have much time. I have a quest for you. You must travel to blazeradioonline.com to listen to the stories on Traveler's Guide to Faerun. Find the dutiful guide, Anion Fac McDaniels, who can tell you all about the legendary lore of the world behind Dungeons & Dragons every single week. Remember, Adventurer, Traveler's Guide to Faerun, Monday nights at 7, only on Blaze Radio. Adventure awaits.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Bill Austin Radio Studio in downtown Phoenix, Blaze Radio presents Boxing vs. Everyone. I'm Edward Eamon, host of Boxing vs. Everyone. Tune in Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Blaze Radio at blazeradioonline.com for the latest boxing analysis, news, updates, and more.
Youth Are Like a Girl is a sports talk show by girls for everyone. Join Ella Walter Sanchez Mondays at 11:30.
And we bring you back out of the timeout. UNLV Lady Rebels lead 7-5 with 4:55 left in the first quarter. UNLV going to the right side over on the far portion of the court. Dribbling around. Alexander kicks it out. 3 to Roland. Roland's off the backside of the rim. ASU comes out with the rebound. Taking it down the court, right past the half court. Now over on the far side, a lot of passes. Gabby Elliott ends up with it over on the near side. Still outside the 3. A screen set from Brackens. Tries to open up Washenitz. Brackens for 3. That one is well short.
Arizona State's gone to the bench for the first time in this one. Martina Fantini is into the game. Had a fantastic outing where she did a little bit of everything against Santa Clara. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Molly Miller trying to get her in the game to provide some.
As we get those substitutions, ASU will play full court press. Taking it up the court is Eli Alexander, guarded by Marley Washenitz for the Sun Devils. Alexander back and forth, now at the half court. Waiting for something to open up. She takes the near side. Washenitz still applying the pressure. 4 minutes left in the first. She'll do a pass handoff to Destiny Brown. Brown loses control. ASU has the ball now. Moving quickly is Laster Poa. Poa going inside the lane. Turns her back, kicks it out to Brackens. Brackens on the near side. A slow offense at the top of the key. Poa throws up a jumper. That one bounces out. Rebounded by UNLV. On the near corner. UNLV has it. They'll throw it out. Destiny Brown passes over to the far side. She'll receive the pass back. Now with the baseline. Back and forth. Moving offense. Alexander's 3. That one spins off. No good. 7-5. UNLV leads. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Gabby Elliott picks up her dribble. Pass back to Poa. Poa holds it at the logo. Back and forth now. Moving. Pass to Fantini inside. She was aiming for Brackens, and that one rolls to the cheerleaders. So another turnover for the ASU offense.
Very impressed with this UNLV defense so far to this point. They are making life very difficult for this Arizona State team. Arizona State wants to get the ball down in the post, but they're denying the ball, not letting them get it down there to Gabby Elliott, where she has been dominant down on the block. They have to keep this up, and Arizona State's going to have to get creative with ways to get Gabby Elliott the ball down low.
The Lady Rebels move it back down the court through the full court press. Moving inside the lane, a little floater thrown up, and it's good. Jasmine Lott drills that one, and it's 9-5, the largest lead the Lady Rebels have held so far. Amaya Williams with it over on the far side for the Sun Devils, and she will get called.
Both Williams and Washenitz a little confused on the whistle there. Looked like a pretty standard dribble handoff. Didn't look like Williams did anything to put her body in the way of the dribble handoff, forcing a moving screen. Unhappy with the call. And it's yet another turnover for this Arizona State team.
Williams, the freshman coming from Mission Viejo, California, made an impact here. And just her first few games with the Sun Devils came into this one shooting 35% from the field goal range. As the Lady Rebels have it on the offense from the far corner, that one bounces out. A three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by ASU as they'll push it back to the left. 2:12 in the first quarter. Poa has it, going underneath the basket, finds Elliott for an open three. Contests there, and that one off the back side of the board. Ball rebounded and back outside the three. Elliott, the graduate student, retreats back to the half court. She'll pull up for a three. That one bounces off the iron and rebounded by Tegan Colvin. Colvin, the sophomore for UNLV, majoring in psychology, brings it back to the right. In attacking position, Rowland looking around. Dribble handoff to the right side. Three-point shot. That one drilled. UNLV gets another, and they move up to 12-5, a 7-point lead with 1:30 left in the first. ASU is looking to respond quickly now, trailing by 7. Moving left. Inside, going all the way. Poa's layup is good on the far side. She'll have to get back on. The UNLV was prepared to respond. Rowland has it at the free throw line. Jumper bounces off the backside into the hands of Carrera. Out of position, ASU will try to do the same as they push it quickly. Under a minute now. At the middle, three-point shot taken from Brackens, and that one just a little short. Fighting for the board. Carrera comes up with it. Now Poa bounce pass down low. Elliott has it, 1-on-2. No foul called as she gets hammered. UNLV has it, and they're going back to the right. Rowland calls for a screen. She'll give it to Colvin. Colvin, deep jumper, and that one bricks off the backboard.
Shot clock is off. Arizona's going to hold this for the last shot of the quarter. 5-point deficit here. Needing a big basket.
Over on the far logo. Working at the half court now. Poa has it, trying to find something under 10 seconds. Washenitz passes to Carrera on the near side. At the 3, 2 seconds left. Inside jump shot gets stuffed. Meadow Rowland blocks the shot, and that will be the end of the first quarter. It is 12-7. The Lady Rebels lead, and Luke, not a strong start for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, UNLV has had an excellent defensive game plan, forcing the Sun Devils to do a lot of tough contested jumpers. ASU's offense not playing with very much rhythm right now. I'd like to see them try and pick up the pace, maybe get some baskets in transition. They're very content to play slow and try and get their sets in the half court. ASU's got to push the pace and put pressure on the rim.
And so far, only Poa, Carrera, and Brackens have gotten on the board. None of them more than 3 points. UNLV a little bit more spread out with their scoring. They've been playing well on offense. We've seen ASU, they dribble around a lot, but they're not necessarily taking as many shots. Even there, with the shot clock dark, they waited until 3 seconds and just had to throw up a rush shot that got stuffed. So UNLV a little bit more prepared, a little bit more willing to shoot. The Sun Devils playing a little bit more reserved. I'll be interested to see if that changes here in quarter number 2.
And on that last possession for Arizona State, it looked like there was almost a little bit of confusion going on what the play call was. Carrera had the ball out at the perimeter, not a three-point shooter, and the whole possession there just kind of stalled. Little unfortunate. You're hoping to get that big basket at the end of the quarter to give you some momentum, but the good news is only a 5-point deficit, 2-possession game. You're right in arm's length. And this offense, we've seen them be able to turn it on and go for those kill shot runs, and they'll look to bring it here in the second quarter.
We'll return at the start of quarter number 2.
3 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com to hear new topics each week about women in sports and beyond. You Throw Like a Girl, Mondays at 11:30 a.m. on Blaze Radio.
Whether you call it soccer, football, or footy, all of those are synonymous with the world's game. Across the pond, with Andrew Evans and Seth Golevsky, as you covered with all the footy action throughout Europe and throughout the world. From the Premier League to the Champions League, and with the 2026 World Cup coming up, we'll have it all for you guys throughout the year. Be sure to tune in every Monday from 4:30 to 5 Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
This is your captain speaking. It's time to fasten your seatbelts, open your ears, and board the audio passport.
Coming to you live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com with your pilots Stephanie Doty
and Noah Fuller. Each flight will explore the sound and critical reception of local musicians from a new destination.
We hope you join us on this banger experience and choose the audio passport as your next airline.
Safe travels
and salutations.
While others are sleeping.
And welcome back to Blaze Sports. The Arizona State Sun Devils trailing the Lady Rebels of UNLV 12-7 at the end of the second quarter. Arizona State just shooting 3 of 16. It's been a rough start for them in this one.
Well, it's absolutely not what Coach Molly Miller was looking for. She wants to keep that undefeated streak, obviously a 30-win one with Grand Canyon University last year. Not a great start. We talked about ASU having to play all 4 quarters, and with a very weak first, they'll have to step it up in the second.
In the corner, it's Brackens, the far corner for Arizona State. She picks up her dribble at the elbow, gets it up top for Lovett. Lovett checking in for the first time this game. She hands it off to Washnitz. Washnitz dribbling the ball, top of the key. 7 on the shot clock, gets it down low for Carrera. Carrera pump fakes and puts it up and in. Arizona State ends the scoring drought as they get the basket. 12-9 the score. A big bucket for Arizona State to start off the quarter. Now for UNLV, Roland's got the ball at the top of the key. She drives right, posts up. A double comes from Arizona State, and it's going to be called a jump ball as Washnitz was able to get her hands on the ball. Possession arrow will stay with UNLV.
Well, Meadow Roland has just been playing incredible so far this game. She comes into this as a redshirt sophomore this season, but she was also previously the first Lady Rebel to earn both a freshman and 6th player of the year in the same season. She's been lights out so far.
Lott gets to the free throw line, kicks out on the wing for Brown. Brown lets go of a 3. It's off the back iron. Offensive rebound from Roland. Roland's going to dribble it back out. Did it to Elohheim. Elohheim fires the 3. No good. Rebounded by Lovett. Lovett want to push the pace. She rolls on the left side. She's going to slow things down. Passes to Elliott. Elliott at the elbow. Kicks out. Brackens thought about the 3, but she elects to slow things down. Sun Devils will restart the possession. Elliott at the top of the key. Gets the screen from Carrera. Gets to her spot at the elbow. Let's go the jumper. And that's an air ball.
And that's not the first time we've seen an air ball in the first 11 and a half minutes of play. ASU has been somewhat inaccurate so far. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but some of these shots need to be more on target with the hoop because ASU has the open ones. They're not succeeding on those.
Substitution as Alexander will come into the game for Elohheim for UNLV. Alexander on left wing. Gives it up top for Roland. Roland thought about the 3. She pump fakes and she'll pass to the wing. She gives it to Leo. Leo now hands it off to Brown. Brown kicks out for Leo, and that passes errant over the head of Leo and into the crowd. A turnover forced by the Sun Devil defense.
Look, ASU's gotten it back down to only a 3-point deficit. Rebels in the lead 12-9, and with 8:20 left in the second, they're playing in a much stronger pace than they were in the first.
On right wing, it's Lovett. Lovett tried to get the bounce pass inside for Carrera, but it was stolen. Stolen by Leo. Leo being pressured by Washnitz, and she passes to Roland. Roland gives it on left wing for Lott. Lott drives into the paint, but her drive is cut off as she'll kick it out to Leo. Leo's 3, no good. Rebound Carrera. Sun Devils trailing by 3, 9-12. Gabby Elliott with the ball on left wing. Gets it to the short corner for Brackens, who knocks down the jumper. Good for her to see one go through. Arizona State cuts the lead for UNLV to 1. It's 12-11 with 7:38 here to go in the second quarter. Now on the opposite side of the court, it's Lott who lets one go from the corner, and she cashes out. The Rebels immediately answering. 15-11 the score.
And Coach LaRock talked about Jasmine Lott during the season and said she's one of the smoothest pull-up jumpers that she's seen. That's a great example of it on that last play. It was silky smooth.
Brackens at the free throw line kicks it out for Elliott. Elliott down low to Carrera. Carrera back out top for Brackens. Brackens puts the ball on the ground, takes a dribble, pulls up, and she's able to make the jump shot. Brackens with back-to-back makes. The Sun Devils offense finding some rhythm here in this second quarter. Now the other way, it's Brown. She lets go of a three from deep, and that one's off the mark, rebounded by Lovett. Sun Devils pushing the pace as Lovett takes it down the court. She hands for Washington in the corner, up top for Brackens. Brackens swings to the left wing for Lovett. Lovett gets the screen from Brackens. She picks up her dribble, hop step, and she misses the left-handed layup. It's rebounded by Brown. Now Lovett dribbles up the court the other way with it. Excuse me, that's Lott. Now Lott for Brown, and her three-pointer is off the mark. Washington grabs the rebound and throws an outlet pass down to Elliott. Elliott puts up the layup, and she banks it in. Game is tied, 15-15. The Sun Devils playing with some pace and doing so successfully as they tie the game.
Well, you don't get over 1,000 career points without plays like that. Gabby Elliott just broke that record 2 games ago.
As another answer from UNLV in the corner. A great shot from Leo. Nothing but net, and it's 18-15 Rebels. Now Lovett gets it on the top of the key for Brackens. Brackens finds Carrera down low. A little shimmy shake and puts it off the glass. ASU with 4 consecutive possessions that have ended in a basket. They trail by 1, 18-17 the score. Shelby Brown tries to find a cutting Leo, but they were not on the same page, and that pass rolls out of bounds. Sun Devils with a much-needed defensive stop.
And it's 18-17. We see a few substitutions onto the court for both teams. 5:28 left here in the second quarter, and ASU just playing better defense, taking a few better shots. We saw that Lovett has forced a couple passes, turned into a turnover. They just have to be a little bit more careful and still just more ready to shoot the ball. They have to be less hesitant.
Up top with it, it's Washington. It's 13 on the shot clock. She gets the screen from Fantini. Washington steps back, shoots a three. It's off the front iron and rebounded by Alexander. UNLV trying to extend on their 1-point lead. Up top, it's Brown. Brown goes to the corner for Leo. Leo being guarded by Washington. Drives baseline, picks up her dribble as she's cut off. She spins and shoots, and she's fouled, fading out of bounds. Washington's unhappy with the call, but UNLV will go to the line for 2 free throws as we'll step away. 18-17 the score. UNLV leads it by 1, 4:49 remaining in the second quarter. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
NHL, college football, college baseball, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports news, tune into the Breakdown After Dark on BlazeRadioOnline.com with Casey Smith, Aiden Dobell, and Keenan Vaughn, Tuesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m.
In a world of mediocre film podcasts comes another mediocre film podcast, but this time with the 3 worst people you know.
You've never seen Megalopolis? It insists upon itself!
Your favorite movie is what?
Turbo! Are you stupid? Wrong!
Get out! The A-List. Wednesdays, 10 p.m.
Hello, and welcome to the Sports Engine. I'm your host, Ashton Sharon. And on the Sports Engine, we talk all things from F1 and soccer to NFL and college basketball. So make sure to tune in every Friday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. and get all of your sports news, sports knowledge, and hear some raging takes from yours truly, Ashton Sharon.
Do you like MMA or UFC? Well, come check out Unanimous Decision, the all-purpose MMA show where we interview professional fighters and debate past, current, and future events in the UFC. Tune in every Monday at 7:30 p.m. for the Unanimous Decision.
Do you play fantasy football? Well, then you need to be tuning into the Fantasy Football Forecast hosted by myself, Jacob Brooks, and my good friend Isaac Robertson here on Blaze Radio.
Every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Arizona time, Jacob and I will break down our biggest fantasy takeaways, trade targets, must-starts, and so much more.
So if you're like me and you'd rather win your league than lose it, you know whose insight to tune into on Wednesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
It's a calm, rainy day. You're stuck inside the house with nothing to do.
Except tune in to Blaze Radio,
where you can listen to songs like this, as well as this. And of course, we couldn't forget. So turn up the volume and tune into Hot FM with your host, Pedro, on BlazeRadioOnline.com, Mondays at noon. Or you could just relax.
And welcome back. Coming back from the media timeout, UNLV will be at the line for 2 free throws. Arizona State shot 3 of 16 in the first quarter. In the second quarter ever since then, they are 7 of 8. The tally now up to 8 of 24 on the game for the Sun Devils. And they found their stroke here in the second quarter.
They have, but they still trail by 1. Job's not finished, and they have to prevent UNLV, who's now at the free throw line with 4:49 left in the second.
Destiny Leo puts up the first one, and she swishes it through. These are the first free throws in the game for either side, as she makes good on the second. 2 of 2 on the trip. 20-17 the score. Rebels lead it. 4:48 here to go in the second quarter. Gabby Elliott takes the ball across the timeline for the Sun Devils. She picks up her dribble and gives it up top for last tier Poa. Poa gets the screen from Carrera. She dribbles it out to the left wing. Passes up top for Washinitz. Washinitz trying to find someone down low. She tries to get it into Brackens. Force that pass as it's knocked away and stolen by Shelby Brown.
That's a great steal right there. She read it perfectly. Excellent defensive play.
Now the other way with it, it's Colvin. Colvin up top for Brown. Brown dribbles to the left corner, gets it over to Leo. Leo's three-pointer is short and rebounded by Brackens. Poa thought about throwing it down court to Washinitz, but she'll think better of it. She goes down low for Carrera. Carrera posts up, goes to the hook shot, and that one's off the back iron and rebounded by UNLV.
It was a good effort for Carrera to get tall and get big, but just couldn't get the touch.
And a miscommunication on a backdoor cut. Brown was trying to find Alexander. The timing was off, and that pass sails out of bounds. Another turnover forced by the Sun Devil defense. That's the third time we've seen a cut where it just looks like passer and receiver don't know where each player's going, and just balls ended up out of bounds and a free stop for the Sun Devils.
All season, turnovers have been a concern for the Lady Rebels, and still something that the team is really working on as Jasmine Lott for UNLV subs into the game.
Kenna Brackens, the former Rebel, up top. She puts a spin move on Roland, gets to her spot at the free throw line, and hits the jumper. McKenna Brackens with a nifty move there, cuts the lead to 1, 20-19 the score. And this pass is stolen by Carrera, racing the other way, finishes with the left hand, and the Sun Devils have their first lead of the game. It's 21-20.
And way to get back on defense, play the whole way, not celebrating. Brackens picked up at half court, got the steal into the fast break, and
rolling up top for 3, and that one in and out. Rolled around the rim. A lucky break for the Sun Devils as they want to push the pace. Here comes Washinitz. She drives on the right baseline. She spins around, kicks it back out for Poa as the Sun Devils will slow things down. Poa wants a screen. She hands off to Brackens. Brackens, top of the key, drives left, passes out for Poa. 9 on the shot clock. Now down to 7. Poa gives to Brackens. Brackens three-pointer on the left wing, and it's good! McKenna Brackens filling up the score sheet, 24-20 Devils. Now Roland drives in, kicks to the corner, and a blocking foul called on Carrera.
Was obviously trying to go for the charge, and that one just didn't work out. But, I mean, Brackens has just been phenomenal today so far. She says her hero is John Morant, shooting a little bit like him. And she said if she can meet one person, it would be him one day. And playing like that, potentially, maybe down the road.
The Rebels inbound to Colvin. Colvin hands off to Alexander. Alexander with a hard drive, but is stuffed at the rim by Carrera. Now Poa coming the other way, gets it on right wing for Washinitz. Washinitz with a little hesitation dribble, gets into the paint, kicks out for Brackens. Brackens finds Elliott in the short corner, puts up a push shot. It's unable to fall and rebounded by Roland.
And Brackens
this pass is stolen by Elliott. No one to stop her. Another steal and easy layup for the Sun Devils as they push the lead up to 26. It's a 9-0 run for the Sun Devils in the last 2 minutes.
And that's a terrible turnover for the Lady Rebels. They're lazy taking it up the court. They don't even look, and have that happen twice within the span of about 2 minutes. Unacceptable for them on ball security, and part of that turnover game we just talked about.
And speaking of turnovers, a moving screen. A little bit too much going on for Destiny Brown trying to get set. And with 1:30 to go, the Sun Devils lead it by 6, 26-20 to score. Last year, Poa being pressured full court by Elohim. She throws it down for Washinitz on right wing. Washinitz down low for Carrera. Carrera once again goes to the hook shot. She loves that baby hook. And pure that time. 28-20 Devils. Alexander up top for Roland. Roland picks up her dribble, kicks it back out for Brown. Brown now over to the left wing for Roland. Roland drives in on Brackens. Brackens cuts off her drive. Roland goes the other way with it. Her pass is deflected by Elliott, but regathered by Elohim. Now down low for Brown. She splits the double, but is unable to finish. Gets her own miss and puts it back up and in. Relentless effort down low from Destiny Brown to put an end to the 11-0 run that the Sun Devils had going over the last 2:41. 28-22 the score. Poa gets it down low for Brackens. Brackens pulls up a jumper from about 10 feet, and that one off the rim, off the backboard, off the rim again, and missed, and rebounded by Alexander. 25 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is off. Alexander being pressured by Washinitz up top. Clock down to 16 seconds. Lady Devils, not much movement going on. Looks like they want to play isolation ball, but Washinitz isn't going to let it happen. Washinitz gets knocked over by Roland. They get it over to Lott, and Lott puts up a jumper, and she makes it. So at the end of the half, 28-24 the score. Washinitz got hammered, though. She wanted the moving screen call, didn't get it, and a big basket for the Rebels as they go on a little 4-0 run at the end of the half. 28-24 our score. Sun Devils lead it by 4.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
You're stuck inside the house with nothing to do.
Except tune in to Blaze Radio,
where you can listen to songs like this, as well as this. And of course, we couldn't forget. So turn up the volume and tune into Hot FM with your host, Pedro, on BlazeRadioOnline.com, Mondays at noon. Or you could just relax, I guess.
Hi everyone, I'm Bella.
And I'm Landon, and this is Album Explain.
Catch us on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. or on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Every week, tune in to hear us talking about and dissecting a different album from artists like Pink Campers, Fleetwood Mac, and more.
As we try not to get off track by talking about random things like Jinx Monsoon and Lane and Drew.
Or Bella's thumb issues.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Ta-ta!
7 seconds to go. Three-pointer. Double order!
Want to stay wrapped up in the madness of March and the glory of Saturday all year round? Tune into Onions, a college sports show, Monday nights from 9 to 10 on Blaze Radio. Hosted by Luke Lundler and Christian Jarmark, Onions will look at the world of college sports with the players, the moments, and the storylines that you won't want to miss. Onions, 9 to 10 p.m. Monday nights on Blaze Radio.
Hello, and welcome to the Sports Engine. I'm your host, Ashton Sharon, and on the Sports Engine we talk all things from F1 and soccer to NFL and college basketball. So make sure to tune in every Friday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. and get all of your sports news, sports knowledge, and hear some raging takes from yours truly, Ashton and Sharon.
Forks Up Sun Devils, join me, Chris Town, as I scour the entirety of ASU to find the heroes who do it all. The unsung who brave the challenges to make our university at the top. Let's bring the spotlight to those who do the most and see how they do it all. Join me for the Unsung Heroes of ASU, live every Thursday at 3 p.m. only on Blaze Radio.
We just took our first lead of the game after being down by 7 runs. Close out the game, Wilkinshaw. Close out the game. You gotta be kidding me. Wilkinshaw, I hope you never get called up. I'm going to listen to Up on Deck so I can know what the heck is going on with this Aviators bullpen. I guess I advise everyone to listen to Up on Deck every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Adventurer, quickly, I don't have much time. I have a quest for you. You must travel to blazeradioonline.com to listen to the stories on Traveler's Guide to Faerun. Find the dutiful guide, Anion Fack McDaniels, who can tell you all about the legendary lore of the world behind Dungeons & Dragons every single week. Remember, Adventurer, Traveler's Guide to Faerun, Monday nights at 7, only on Blaze Radio. Adventure awaits.
Great moments are born
from watching Friday Night Lights camera action. Blaze Radio's one and only sports movie talk show is back. And are you gonna watch it?
Not only will I do it for you, yes, I'll do it for you.
We will watch anything and everything. From the weird movies.
He's right. Ain't no rule said the dog can't play basketball.
To the classics.
Hey, is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
Tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. Arizona time to listen to Ethan Neal and Parker Perrell talk about the movie of the week.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
You know, Timber, I'm glad we're both on the same page. We love fangirling.
Me too, Jazz. That's why we made a whole show about it.
The Fangirl Forum is back and better than ever.
Join us every Sunday at 1 p.m. on Blaze Radio to hear the rundown on all our favorite shows, movies, books, and more.
Tune in at blazeradioonline.com.
Channel your inner fangirl.
Do you play fantasy football? Well, then you need to be tuning into the Fantasy Football Forecast hosted by myself, Jacob Brooks, and my good friend Isaac Robertson here on Blaze Radio.
Every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Arizona time, Jacob and I will break down our biggest fantasy takeaways, trade targets, must-starts, and so much more.
So if you're like me and you'd rather win your league than lose it, you know whose insight to tune into on Wednesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
When I say kettle, you say hot. Kettle.
Hot.
Kettle.
Hot.
When I say every, you say Sunday. Every.
Sunday.
Every.
Sunday.
That's right, folks. Every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com. Tune into the Kettle Hut with Nathan Kettle as the host with a special guest each and every week, talking all things sports, including their favorite sports teams, how their seasons are going, and what the future holds, along with a specialty draft of the guest's choosing, where they decide and we have some fun every Sunday on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
My name is Taylor Gottney. Do you like college football? I know I do.
And I'm Treffin Rexius. Saturday mornings smell like fresh coffee and fresh cut grass. Stadiums fill, bands play, and a whole town's pause for kickoff.
It's not just football. It's family, tradition, and stories you'll tell for a lifetime. The moments that turn Saturdays into something sacred.
Join Treffin Rexius and Taylor Gottney every Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Because every Saturday has glory, and we're here to share it.
Because college football lives forever.
Tune in to Specific Sports on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Arizona time. Your host Jordan Pullet and co-host Noah Chavez discuss everything to do West Coast sports, whether it's the MLB playoffs, beginning of the NBA season, college sports, or even the biggest chunk of the NFL season. Tune in every single Wednesday to hear two West Coast natives discuss everything to do with West Coast sports in the fall on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
If you're a tennis fan and want to take a little break from your day, I'm serving up a show for you. This is your host Pratham Valluri, bringing you Match Point, your weekly tennis content. I'll cover ongoing tournaments, go over the latest news, analyze players and matches, and replay the previous week's biggest moments. Be sure to tune into Match Point every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
If you like National League Baseball, then tune into the Senior Circuit, Sundays, 7 to 8 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Shohei Ohtani's just not going to be that good of a pitcher.
Ryan Nelson has all-star potential.
My hot take for the National League is that the Pirates will finish at the top of the National League Central and claim a spot in this year's playoffs.
If you love being in the know for sports, the Scouting Session is the place for you.
We pull back the athletic curtain, giving you a look into the stars of tomorrow.
From the icy rinks in Canada
to the racetracks across the West Coast
and inside your favorite dugouts, we highlight young athletes from around the globe.
Plus, we bring them on the show for more in-depth conversations.
You won't want to miss it.
Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
A whole lot more than a little bit, and a little bit more than a
Hi, I'm Liv. And I'm Maddie, and you're listening to Out of Tune on Blaze Radio. Join us on Wednesday at 3 until 3:30 to hear us talk about music and other random topics that entertain us. We also report on live music events and interview up-and-coming artists who perform locally. We would love to see you tune in. Tune in on Wednesdays. Tune in.
Hey, yo, turn my headphones up a little bit.
All aboard the Northeast Corridor. I'm Preston Rabb.
And I'm AJ Gonzalez. Sit back and relax as we take you on a 30-minute adventure giving you all the updates from the Northeast.
From sports to politics to the biggest trends.
We got you.
Be sure to listen on BlazeRadioOnline.com. What days are we on, AJ?
Every Tuesday.
That's right. So listen in.
We'll know if you don't listen.
Don't miss out on the hottest growing show on Blaze.
Tune in every Tuesday night only on Blaze Radio for the Northeast Corridor.
For centuries, us Homo sapiens have been trying to answer the age-old question, what to do on Sunday mornings, and what would be the best companion to NFL football in the fall. Until now. Returning to Blaze Radio at 10 a.m. every Sunday, hosted by Jack Footer, aka J Foo, it's the J Foo Show! An hour of action-packed music that'll make you say, Sundays have never been so exciting. So tune into the J Foo Show Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com.
All right. Here we go, guys and gals. And boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers!
Race to BlazeRadioOnline.com every Thursday at noon for an hour of motorsports madness.
Join myself, Andrew Hazlett, and my co-host Ethan Ignatowski for the Loose Wheel Show. We'll tell you everything you need to know for the upcoming race week.
From news to predictions, we have you covered, so make sure to tune in.
It's time for the Beatdown on Blaze Radio. From 12:30 to 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoons, Seth Golefsky, Willem Marietta, and Sam Goodman take a deep dive into the ever-changing landscape of the UFC. We're talking tactics, breaking down the biggest fights, and giving you the scoop for what's next in the Ultimate Fighting Championships. Whether you're a diehard fan or new to the fight game, we've got something for you, only on the Beatdown on Blaze Radio.
Welcome to 12 Stories Up, hosted by Luke Lendler, Joaquin Rodriguez, and Dominic Pasella, where we discuss the 12 hottest stories in the world of sports.
Only one guy in the league has a chance to be the GOAT, Wimby. Wimby is on GOAT trajectory. There's nobody else close.
Nobody throws a better ball than Joe Burrow in the league. He really throws the best ball in the league.
Even if you don't got a top 5, he's still got to be top 7.
Dom, you were on JV and could go in that offense and throw for the same amount of yards.
So come 12 Stories Up with us every Friday from 11 a.m. to noon on Blaze Radio.
Behind the Beat. Welcome back to Behind the Beat, Season 2, starring your hosts, Kat Wong and AJ Shinko. Here on Behind the Beat, we dive into the history behind songs that most people don't know. Why was the song written? What is unique about this artist? What is the history between this singer and this producer? What does that lyric really mean? Find out this and more on Behind the Beat, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Have you ever wondered why it seems like your team can just never figure out their fundamentals?
There's the big gaffe that has plagued Zach Wilson.
Are you a sicko who wants to know how your team blew the lead this time?
End zone ahead! Touchdown Seattle!
Or maybe it just feels like you're watching the same game every week.
If this applies to you, then tune in to Roll the Tape
every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Blaze Radio with Will Anderson, Avery Getchie, and Jack Kemp.
Because it just feels better when you know what you're watching the next time your team is losing.
Whether you call it soccer, football, or footy, all of those are synonymous with the world's game. Across the pond, with Andrew Evans and Seth Golevsky, as you covered with all the footy action throughout Europe and throughout the world. From the Premier League to the Champions League, and with the 2026 World Cup coming up, we'll have it all for you guys throughout the year. Be sure to tune in every Monday from 4:30 to 5 Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Bella.
And I'm Landon, and this is Album Explain.
Catch us on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 12:30.
We welcome you back to Blaze Sports live here on Blaze Radio Online to the second half of this ASU women's basketball matchup. The Sun Devils hosting the UNLV Lady Rebels, 28-24. Sun Devils lead is the score heading into the third quarter. UNLV entered this matchup 2-2. ASU undefeated at 4-0. A great start under Molly Miller in her new era here after transferring over from Grand Canyon University. Was brought over right with the idea of restoring the program to national prominence, and some have even kind of compared her style of coaching a little bit to Kenny Dillingham, the energy that she brings to this team. Lindy LaRocque for UNLV, this is her 6th season, brought the team already into prominence. They were the 2021, 2023, and 2025 Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year. And she secured a 4th straight regular season Mountain West title last season. This is the first time since 2004 that the teams have officially faced off. That was during the WNIT first round of that tournament and the first regular season meeting in nearly 40 years. The story of this game is really experience versus momentum. UNLV has some older players, ASU a little bit on the younger side, still learning, but they've got those 4 games in a row. Just a few games ago, Gabby Elliott, one of the star guards for the Sun Devils, hit 1,000 career points as the Sun Devils put on a show near the end of the third quarter. Jaden Rick and Luke Carter here on the call. And ASU right now, they've really condensed who's scoring. Carreras had 10. Brackens has had 12. So they've combined for 22 of the team's 28 points. And that really shows how they're not spreading the ball for scores at least, maybe as much as the Lady Rebels have been.
And Brackens was the big story coming into the game. Transferred from UNLV, and she had a slow start, just 1 for 5 on 3 points in the first quarter. Second quarter, 4 for 5, 10 points. She really got in a groove in the second quarter. She'll look to keep it going here in the third and fourth.
And not a great start for the Sun Devils. They'll turn it over. A pass out of bounds from Last Terpoa over underneath the basket. Sun Devils now moving to the right. UNLV moving to the left. Lady Rebels have it at half court. Working outside the 3, now over on the far side. dribbling around. Looking for a pass. It'll be given to Roland and now to Alexander on the near side. Tegan Colvin has it. She works the baseline, finds an open Lady Rebel, bounces it off the board, and Shelby Brown takes the first score of the second half.
Yeah, a little bit of a mental lapse there from Carrera. Washington's doing a great job on the ball handler. Carrera came for the double. Didn't look like Washington's lead it, and it left Lady Rebel wide open on the block for the
Poa
layup.
spinning, one-hand finish. That one swirls out. And UNLV moving quickly back on the left side. 9 minutes left, in the third quarter. Pull up three, that one off the mark. Was on the line, just a little short. Roland misses it. Washenitz takes it up. Passes to Brackens, now over to Poa. Back to Brackens, outside. She'll kick it in to Carrera. Working down near the hoop, and that one no good. Super low as she tried the turnaround shot.
I believe that one was blocked by Roland.
Lady Rebels have it. Pull up. Short corner shot is good from Jasmine Lott, one of the most aggressive players for UNLV. Missed the end of last season due to an injury and had a stellar freshman year earlier in her college career. She's been making an effort. Moving back to the right side. Tied at 28. Carrera outside at the three, passes to Elliott. Elliott works on the far side, throws up a shot, that one. No good. 8 minutes now in the third. Roland walking her way up the court. Looking around as she picks up her dribble, finds Brown outside at the three. Shelby also picks up her dribble and finds Colvin open from downtown. That one off the front side of the iron. And a lot of deep threes taken today, not a lot of connected. On the fast break, going, Washenitz now down low. We see the assist play from Gabby Elliott on the other side of the rim. Sun Devils take the lead 30-28. Jasmine Lott has it for UNLV on the near side out at the three. Working around over to the far side. Shot is up, and that is no good. Washenitz getting ahead of the pack, and she will get tackled. Whistles will be blown, and that one likely against the Lady Rebels.
And that's a really unfortunate break there. They're going to call a jump ball on that, and the possession arrow is with the Lady Rebels. Washenitz just enough of a hand on the ball from Alexander to force the jump, but as you mentioned, it kind of looked like Washenitz got taken down.
The Lady Rebels will now go the distance, working to the left. 7 minutes now in the third quarter, still trailing by 2. Sun Devils hold the lead. Colvin, quick pass to Alexander. Alexander to the far corner to Lott. Moving inside, and a travel will be called.
Could be a little slippery down on the court at DFA today. That is the third traveling violation we've seen called when a player's just trying to jump stop and get set and get on that pivot foot, but they've shuffled their feet.
Up the court, Poa gives it now to Carrera. Orbiting the three, Elliott has it. She'll take it inside at the free throw line. Throws up a shot, but draws the foul. No good.
I think getting the line might be important here for Gabby Elliott. She's just 3 of 9 on the night, and all 3 of her baskets have been on layups. And having some trouble with the jump shot, getting to the free throw line is a good opportunity to get yourself back in rhythm and see one go through on a release shot rather than a layup. Big opportunity here for Gabby Elliott to convert at the line.
Elliott makes the first. Sun Devils lead by 3. Gabby Elliott, she's been all over the country. Was at Clemson, then Michigan State, then Penn State, and now here at ASU as she makes the second. And her excellence has only improved as she has moved around. 6:30 in the third quarter. Roland navigating. Quick pass to Brown. And Shelby outside the three, tries to give it low to Roland, who was down near the post. She'll spot up and drills it on the short corner on the far side. And now Lovett will take it back for the Sun Devils. Had a lane there with the crossover, didn't take it, hesitated. Now she'll work her way around. Brackens for three. Green bean. That one is good. 35-30. As the Sun Devils try and regain control here in the second half. That one a mistake. Roland wasn't looking. ASU gets the steal. Washenitz going coast to coast behind the back pass to Elliott. She's able to hold on. Down the lane. The finish there from Carrera. Elliott waited. Carrera read the play. Down through, and that was 7-point lead with 5:25 in the third. ASU playing off the momentum. And we will get a timeout called by the Lady Rebels as it's a 7-point lead, and the Sun Devils starting to get their rhythm going, Luke.
Smart timeout from Lindy LaRoque. Turnovers have been the Achilles heel for this Lady Rebels team, and back-to-back there, leading to 2 baskets for the Sun Devils, a 5-point swing to push the lead back up to 37. She wants to calm her team down. They need to take care of the ball.
The second half has been a real challenge for the Sun Devils against Santa Clara. That's where they really trailed. They gave up 20 points, only scoring 12 in the third quarter, and then tied, giving up 20, scored 20 in the fourth. They led by 18 at one point during that game, and then it got tied on 2 further occasions. So even with the lead of 7 now, the mission for the Sun Devils is finishing it out throughout the next 15 and a half minutes to play. We'll be right back on Blaze Sports. As we come out of the timeout, the Sun Devils lead 37-30 over the Lady Rebels. 5:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Jaden Rick and Luke Carter on the call for Blaze Sports today. We appreciate you tuning in on this chilly November afternoon. Just under a week before the holiday season really kicks into full gear. UNLV will be inbounding on the offensive front on their near side. Thrown in from Roland. On the near side, now Lott has it. She'll give it back to Alexander at the top. She goes back to Lott. The two working back and forth. Cross-court pass to Brown. Looking for an answer here. Lott has it. 1 second on the shot clock. Spinning around, just throws one up. And that one was close, but it bounces off across to the far side. Washenitz gets the rebound. Lovett has it in the far corner. She'll give it back. Bounce pass down low. Carrera works, and we will get a whistle.
Foul on the ground. Carrera is being held by Brown as she posted up.
That foul against Shelby Brown, the grad student out of Memphis, Tennessee. She shot 46.1% from the field goal range at Akron College last year, notching 10 double-double performances. As we get another timeout on the court. As we come back out of the timeout here from Desert Financial Arena, the Sun Devils still with the lead of 3. They got fouled right before the timeout, so they will be inbounding down on the right side. Sun Devils working that way, UNLV working to the left. Throwing it in is Gabby Elliott. Elliott looking. Throws it, jumping up. Brackens has to go for it, and UNLV reads it better. They'll get the steal. Taking it down, Elohim, now at the logo. Pressure from Brackens all the way through. Roland has it on the near side, looking. Quick pass to Lott. Lott has it. She'll pull up. Jumper from the near side. That one bouncing, and off into the hands of ASU. Gabby Elliott gets the board, and now she's trying to go coast to coast. Quick pass over to Lovett. Lovett between the legs, step back, tries to get a screen. She'll work from there. Retreats near the logo. Tries to get another screen from Carrera. Working. Open for a 3. Brackens fakes, hesitates, jumper, nails it. 39-30.
Love the play design from Coach Molly Miller right there. Lovett comes off the double screen as almost a turnover there.
And right afterwards, UNLV tried to inbound the ball. They've been a little lazy with that. They throw it in. They almost get it stolen. Then it'll get brought down the court. UNLV had the ball before Brackens wrapped her arms around one of UNLV's players. That sparked a response from UNLV head coach Lindy LaRoque, where she was slamming her hands in front of the officials. ASU's bench jumps at that and says, whoa, we'll wait for the official calls now.
I think LaRoque wanted a technical foul assessed on Brackens. It's just going to be a common foul side out of bounds on Brackens.
And obviously Brackens, her first year out of her 2 seasons with UNLV. Some emotions there present between her and her previous coach to have such a blatant display of a foul, in LaRock's opinion. It'll be an inbound for UNLV. They'll get it in. Now on the near side, Elohim has it with it. She'll pass to Roland. Roland, jumper from short corner, and that one's good. They get back onto the board.
ASU's got to apply more pressure on Roland when she gets to that spot in the short corner. We've seen her consistently make that jump shot.
That's Roland's 6th point of the day. Brackens working down low, and she gets physical and gets it in.
And you can tell she's feeling it. She was completely off balance there. Looked like she rushed that shot, but it didn't matter. She has the poise to stick with it and make that shot. She's up to 19 on the game.
UNLV heaves one up, and it toilet bowls out. 41-32. Sun Devils lead by 9 with 3:10 remaining in the third quarter. On the far side, ASU on the attack. Lovett has it, passes out. Ball working its way around into the hands of Washenitz. Washenitz looking, working down the lane, saw an opening, just pulls up. That one breaks off. The attempt was there, not the finish. Near corner, Colvin has it. Played 25 games as a freshman, now in her sophomore year. Looking, Lott has it. Lott passes down low and broken up by ASU.
Washenitz is just everywhere defensively. She's stout on the ball, forcing players to pass the ball, get it out of their hands to the primary ball handler, but she's great roaming off the ball too, coming in, forcing the double, swatting that ball away, not letting the Lady Rebels get their offense set up.
In for the Lady Rebels is number 7, Destiny Leo, and number 24, Deborah Davenport for the Sun Devils. Davenport pulls up on the defense, but UNLV drains it in her face. The 3-point shot from Mariah Elohim to bring it up to 41-35. Rebels trail by 6 with 2:28 left in the third. Far corner, ASU has it, moving out. Gabby Elliott passes to Brackens. Brackens to Davenport, rotating all around, but passing the rock doesn't work. ASU will turn it over.
UNLV deployed a 2-3 zone right there. The Sun Devils did not look prepared for it. Throwing that ball out of bounds. A great adjustment by LaRoque, throwing the Sun Devils offense off. They're going to have to find a way to break that zone next possession.
Driving down the paint, spinning, quick pass out from Lott, now from the 3, that one is made. Another UNLV score as Elohim gets another on her record. Only a 3-point lead, for the Sun Devils with just under 2 minutes left in the third. Outside shot, holds on the hesitation, the pump fake. ASU still has it outside the arc. Working on the right side of the lane. Driving, that one turned over. Lovett had nowhere to go. She's on the floor. It's a mismatch. 5-on-4. UNLV can't capitalize on the moment, and ASU will reset on defense. Enough. We'll get a foul called as a mess happens down low on the left side of the court with 1:24 remaining in the third. That foul against Shelby Brown. And ASU will have it down underneath their basket. Lady Rebels playing full court press. Just a 3-point lead. This is what we talked about. ASU has to maintain it if they want to win this game. They've struggled in some of the later minutes. Back and forth as ASU will get it past the middle line.
Still in that 2-3 zone.
Lovett far side to Brackens. Brackens up at the top. Works it way towards the middle at the Big 12 logo. Gets stuffed. Another big turnover as ASU can't convert on offense. The Lady Rebels will have a shot now to tie it. Mispassed, turned over. Back and forth, and that one rolls back court. And Molly Miller not happy with the call. We'll see a sub go in as well. Destiny Brown will replace Shelby Brown. And that will be... We're still getting whistles. Molly Miller will return now to the bench. And it'll be Lady Rebels ball, it looks like. And both teams going to head back to the bench as we take a timeout and step away for just a moment.
All aboard the Northeast Corridor. I'm Preston Rabb.
And I'm AJ Gonzalez. Sit back and relax as we take you on a 30-minute adventure giving you all the updates from the Northeast.
From sports to politics to the biggest trends.
We got you.
Be sure to listen on BlazeRadioOnline.com. What days are we on, AJ?
Every Tuesday.
That's right. So listen in.
We'll know if you don't listen.
Don't miss out on the hottest growing show on Blaze.
Tune in every Tuesday night only on Blaze Radio for the Northeast Corridor.
Are you a college student with a week's worth of homework due?
Are you a working class citizen who has to be up early?
Do you have little to no time to yourself? We don't care! So grab a cup of coffee or a can of Red Bull and tune into Off the Record on Blaze Radio every Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m.
Off the Record offers all the news in music and pop culture.
And the audience can play along with our new game segments every week.
So be sure to tune in to Off the Record on Blaze Radio from 9 to 10 p.m. every Thursday.
7 seconds to go. Three-pointer. Oh, Hutchins! Double honor!
Want to stay wrapped up in the match?
So during the timeout, officials reviewing the call on the previous play. Still talking over at the replay station. And Luke, what did you see on that play that the officials might be considering here?
I believe that ball was last touched by Gabby Elliott, but there's a chance of a backcourt violation being called on UNLV that was missed before the ball went out of bounds. They're talking it over right now. We'll see where the call goes. But for Arizona State, they have been completely flustered ever since UNLV has switched to this zone, and it's because they've tried to get into the middle and work from there. That's just not how it's going to work, because that 2-3 zone is going to collapse right there, so you got to kick it out and find your shooters. They have Washington and Gabby Elliott into the game. What you have to do is, instead of trying to score from the middle, you got to kick out to shooter. Washington and Gabby Elliott both have been fantastic this season. Gabby Elliott shooting 47% from three, Washington shooting 37% from three. They're the two leaders in three-pointers made this season for the Sun Devils. You got to try and find them to break this zone and get them out of it.
Bracken's right now the leading scorer of this game with 19 points. UNLV only has a leading score of 9 with Mariah Elohim. So ASU winning. We talked about condensing who's scoring on offense and not passing it as much. They've been more freely shooting here in the third quarter. We saw the first was a slow start, a lot of hesitation. Now with 54.6 seconds left in the third, only a lead of 3. ASU will have to continue to play as the officials break the replay booth. So it will be UNLV's ball. No ejections, nothing major coming out of the review. And so for the Lady Rebels, the result they wanted. For ASU, not so much.
I think the ball was deflected by Elliott, which would negate the backcourt violation, which keeps the ball with UNLV, and a big chance for them here. 54 seconds. If they play it right, there's 20 on the shot clock, so no 2-for-1 opportunity for them, but possibly for the Sun Devils if they go quick after this possession ends for the Lady Rebels.
The senior out of Frisco, Texas, takes a shot at the free throw line and Lott misses. Washington was swift on the rebound, now the full play, and Gabby Elliott couldn't hold on. She was wide open on the break, as she will turn it over with 40.1 seconds.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Sun Devils. Right idea, Gabby Elliott leaking out as Washington made the hustle play to grab the rebound. Unfortunate they were unable to connect. A big break for UNLV.
Elohim switching sides of the court. Now over on the near Sparky logo. She'll wait for a screen, and it's a double team. Up at the logo, trapped, and the steal taken from Lovett as we get a whistle. That'll be a jump ball call, and Sun Devils will take it. So the defensive pressure comes out big.
Fantastic pressure. A great job by Lovett, not only getting to that double team, but making sure to not foul, get her hands on the ball, knowing she had the possession arrow to force the jump. And now 24 seconds to work with the shot clock off.
Lovett in control at the logo, back and forth. A stagnant defense with only 10 seconds left in the third. She's waiting. Pass to the left side. Elliott has it now. Back to Lovett. 5 seconds. Lovett moving to the right. Picks up her dribble. Kicks it to the corner. Elliott down low. The pass to Brackens. Brackens working, and no shot taken before the buzzer. So the final score of the third quarter will be 41-38. ASU maintains their lead, but it dwindled from what we saw at the end of the first half. ASU led 28-24. They got up to a lead of 9 at one point during the third. Now back down to 3. Luke, before we head to the fourth quarter, what does ASU have to do to maintain this lead? And for the Lady Rebels, what might they try and do to retake it?
They got to find a way to break this zone. I love the play they just ran there. You didn't mention it, but Washington's made that shot after the buzzer went off. They did a great job of probing the defense to one side of the court and kicking it out to the far corner. Washington's drilled the three-pointer. If that shot clock starts with 30 rather than 24 on the game clock, that's a big three-pointer, and you put some pressure on that zone defense. So Molly Miller's going to have to continue to draw up plays like that to get UNLV out of that zone defense.
Stay tuned with us here on Blaze Sports. We'll return at the start of the fourth quarter.
Saturday all year round? Tune into Onions, a college sports show, Monday nights from 9 to 10 on Blaze Radio. Hosted by Luke Lundler and Christian Jarmark, Onions will look at the world of college sports with the players, the moments, and the storylines that you won't want to miss. Onions, 9 to 10 p.m. Monday nights on Blaze Radio.
Do you want to stay updated on the world of soccer or hear Arsenal fans?
31-38 the score. Lott takes the ball up for UNLV. Swings it around to Roland. Roland gets in the middle of the paint, puts up a running floater, and she drops it in. UNLV cuts the Sun Devil lead to 1. It's 41-40. Now on the other end, Washington's up top for Lovett. Lovett on right wing. Dribbling, looking for someone to pass to. She's going to dribble back up to the top of the key. She hands to Brackens. Brackens on left wing, passes in the corner for Elliott. Still in that 2-3 zone are the Rebels. Elliott with 11 on the clock, passes to Lovett. Lovett into the middle at the free throw line for Carrera. Carrera back to Lovett. Lovett out for Elliott. Her three-pointer is long, no good, but offensive rebound by Brackens. Shot clock resets to 20. Up top for Lovett. Lovett on the wing for Washington. Washington gets the screen from Brackens. That's going to be a kickball violation against Lott as Washington was trying to get it over to Gabby Elliott.
Well, fun fact about Jasmine Lott, was so interested in Asian culture that she taught herself Korean and is now teaching herself Japanese as well. Type of knowledge to learn and the type of grit to learn those type of things that can definitely translate onto your on-court knowledge as well.
Lovett knifes into the lane. Pump fakes, puts up a shot, and she's fouled going up. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
And ASU just has to be careful with making a foul like that there. It's just, that's a one that you're going to gladly take for Lovett. UNLV, though, you could even see LaRock's reaction when it's in this close of a game. Foul points like this come up huge.
Lovett's first one is off the back iron, no good. Just the third and fourth free throws of the game for this Arizona State team. Both teams have been staying out of foul trouble. Second one from Lovett, swishes home. So the lead is 42-40 with 8:54 to go in this one. Elohim back in the game as Lott will take a seat on the bench. Sun Devils applying some full court pressure, but UNLV is able to get it in. Taking the ball up is Elohim. Now it's Alexander on left wing. Alexander guarded by Washington. Alexander wants a screen. Brown will come set one. Alexander goes right wing for Roland. Roland in the corner for Leo. Leo back to Roland, and Roland is going to be fouled on the drive. That one will be on the ground, so the ball will stay here. UNLV ball, baseline out of bounds.
Roland's a 6'2" forward, and she's just so difficult to guard that she's able to draw fouls like that pretty often, and it's just another tool she has in her toolbox that makes her such a great player for the Lady Rebels.
Alexander inbounds to the corner for Elohim. Elohim gives to Roland. Roland hands off to Alexander. Alexander drives in, kicks to the far corner for Leo. Her three-pointer off the mark, rebounded by Lovett. Lovett racing up the court the other way. Hands to Elliott. Elliott drives baseline, finishes with the reverse, and I got ahead of myself. That layup, unable to fall, looked great, but just rolled off the rim. Now the other way, Elohim, a three in transition, and she nails it. The Rebels have their first lead since the second quarter, 43-42.
Oh, she hit the E-brake on that one.
No hesitation, knew what she wanted to do. Now the other way, Inside for Carrera. Carrera kicks out for Lovett. Lovett gives to Elliott. Elliott tries to find Brackens down low, and she's fouled as she was trying to receive the pass on the block. And that one will be on the ground.
So another foul on the ground this time. But when ASU is getting down into scoring range inside the paint near the rim, UNLV is fouling pretty often. That's obviously something that we just keep mentioning. But for the Lady Rebels, this could very well be the difference maker in the next 7 minutes and 45 seconds.
Lovett inbounds to Brackens. Brackens gives it out for Washenitz. Washenitz top of the key. Goes down low for Carrera. Carrera fades away with the hook shot, and it rolls in. Sun Devils regain the lead, 44-43. UNLV wants to play fast. They get it down for Lott. Lott on right wing, being guarded by Washenitz. The crossover gives it up top for Roland. Roland at the top of the key, hands to Elohheim. Elohheim on left wing, drives baseline, retreats, turns around, picks up her dribble, gives it down low for Brown. Brown being guarded by Carrera, gets stuffed by the backboard, but she gets her own miss and puts it back up and in. The Rebels now regain the lead as these two going back and forth, 45-44 our score, 7 minutes flat to go. Lovett up top with the ball for the Sun Devils. Still in the 2-3 zone are the Rebels. Tries to find Carrera down low, pass is deflected, but into the hands of Gabby Elliott. Elliott hands it back up for Lovett. 10 on the shot clock. Gives on the right wing for Washenitz, and her three-pointer is off the mark, no good. The Rebels finding some momentum in the late stages of this game. It's Alexander on the ball on left wing for the Rebels. She's being guarded by Lovett. Brown comes to set a screen. Lovett goes to the corner for Elohheim. Elohheim rises up to the wing. Now back to the top of the key for Alexander. 7 on the shot clock. Brown comes to set a screen. Being guarded by Lovett. She drives right, puts up the layup. It won't fall. Rebound by Carrera. A much-needed defensive stop for the Sun Devils. Washenitz pump fakes a three, drives baseline. Her layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Carrera, who puts it back up and in. 46-45, Sun Devils regain the lead.
This is a great play from Carrera, especially after the somewhat of a mistake. She was straight up just a few possessions ago and then let UNLV get their own shot. She makes up for it there, gets the rebound, game activated.
Brown has the ball for UNLV, kicks it out for Lott. Lott on left wing, gets the screen from Roland. She goes up and under, her shot's blocked by Brackens. A shot clock violation nonetheless. Stout defensive possession by the Sun Devils. And Poa will enter the game for Lovett. What a game. The Rebels, they wouldn't go away. The Sun Devils tried to go on that kill shot run in the third quarter, but UNLV kept chipping away. They regained the lead in the fourth, but the Sun Devils not letting them extend it. They lead by 1, 5:17 to go. Gabby Elliott with the ball at the top of the key, finds Brackens at the free throw line. Her uncontested jumper rims out, and it's rebounded by Roland. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Alexander at the top of the key, guarded by Washenitz. She dribbles into the corner. Washenitz applying pressure. Alexander looks to get rid of it. Goes down low for Brown. She draws a double team, and this is going to be a jump ball as Brackens tried to rip it out of her hands as she put the ball up high. Possession arrow gives the ball to the Sun Devils, so a forced turnover by McKenna Brackens.
Well, after the play, Poa's throwing the arms up, trying to rally the crowd, and we'll get a timeout now. Lester Posa from Melbourne, Australia, has traveled obviously over here to the United States, and says one of her biggest players that she looks up to has been Angel Reese in her career in the WNBA. Obviously, her rivalry with Caitlin Clark, as we'll get another timeout with 4:52 left in the fourth.
46-45 our score. Stay with us.
We pull back the athletic curtain, giving you a look into the stars of tomorrow.
From the icy rinks in Canada
to the racetracks across the West Coast
and inside your favorite dugouts, we highlight young athletes from around the globe.
Plus, we bring them on the show for more in-depth conversations.
You won't want to miss it.
Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
If you like National League Baseball, then tune into the Senior Circuit, Sundays, 7 to 8 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Shohei Ohtani's just not going to be that good of a pitcher.
Ryan Nelson has all-star potential.
My hot take for the National League is that the Pirates will finish at the top of the National League Central and claim a spot in this year's playoffs.
When I say kettle, you say hot. Kettle.
Hot.
Kettle.
Hot.
When I say every, you say Sunday. Every.
Sunday.
Every.
Sunday.
That's right, folks. Every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com. Tune into the Kettle Hut with Nathan Kettle as the host with a special guest each and every week, talking all things sports, including their favorite sports teams, how their seasons are going, and what the future holds, along with a specialty draft of the guests choosing, where they decide, and we have some fun every Sunday on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Forks up, Sun Devils. Join me, Chris Town, as I scour the entirety of ASU to find the heroes who do it all. The unsung who brave the challenges to make our university at the top. Let's bring the spotlight to those who do the most and see how they do it all. Join me for the Unsung Heroes of ASU, live every Thursday at 3 p.m. only on Blaze Radio.
We just took our first lead of the game after being down by 7 runs. Close out the game, Wilkinshaw. Close out the game.
And welcome back to Blaze Sports. Luke Carter joined alongside by Jaden Ricken. 46-45, 4:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been a back-and-forth battle between UNLV and Arizona State, and this is by far the most that this Sun Devil offense has been hindered this season. They haven't had a game below 67 points this season, and they have just 46 with 5 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah, it's been a real test, to say the least, Luke. I mean, this is an ASU team that has had the lead by nearly 10. Now they're back down to 1. They trailed in the first. They've been all over the place in terms of the score today, and now with just under 5 minutes left, they're really going to have to show that grit and that strength to maintain the lead. A lot of their points have come off of mistakes from UNLV, though. It's time for the Sun Devils to prove that they can score without the assistance of just mistakes from opposing teams.
The Sun Devils will have the ball on the baseline, taking it out of bounds. UNLV applying some full court pressure, trying to force the Sun Devils into a mistake, but they're able to break the press. Brackens brought it across the timeline, and she gives to Poa. Poa passes to Brackens on left wing. Still in the 2-3 zone are the Rebels. They get it to Elliott. Elliott drives in. Her shot is off the mark. The ball pops loose out of bounds. Last touched by a Lady Rebel. The Sun Devils catch a break, and they'll have 7 on the shot clock to work with after the miss.
Big opportunity here to get it in quickly, look for a catch and shoot, and typically that can be from out beyond the 3.
Referees are discussing the shot clock. It's at 7 right now. They're saying Elliott's layup attempt did not hit the rim, so the shot clock will not restart. It'll stay at 7. And Poa will take the ball out of bounds for the Sun Devils. Poa looking for someone to inbound to. She gets to Brackens, who is doubled, but she just goes up and catches it over 2 Rebels and puts up the layup. What an effort by McKenna Brackens. A big layup down the stretch here against her former team. 48-45 to score. She's got 21 on the game. 23 is her career high that she just set in the last game against Santa Clara. She is on a tear as of late.
This has just been a game where you almost kind of get the vibe that, yeah, she wanted this to be a revenge game against her previous squad because she's been so dominant and so aggressive on the attack and on defense. She's got that extra spark, and now she's only 1 rebound away from another double-double.
Foul on the ground against Washenitz, playing some aggressive defense, trying to get her hand on the ball and force a steal. Just the 3rd team foul for the Sun Devils, so they stay out of the bonus as UNLV, as they'll take the ball out of bounds on the sideline. Rolling inbounds to Alexander. 48-45 our score, 4:06 to go. 15 on the shot clock. Alexander being guarded by Poa. Alexander barrels over Poa, and that's an offensive foul. Poa got her feet set, took the hit, and forces the turnover. A little out of control for Alexander.
And that's a play that ASU is very happy with. They've tried it a couple of times as Poa daps up some of the court cleaners following it, and they're going to have to try and break UNLV's press.
Elliott just lost handle of the ball, caught it cleanly, but as she went to put it on the ground, she dropped it, and it's a steal for UNLV. They'll set up their offense, trailing by 3. Up top is Roland at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock, being guarded by Carrera. Roland drives in, gets to the block, she's doubled, fades away, airballs the jumper, rebound Brown, who puts it back up and in. Cutting the lead to 1, 48-47, 3:26 to go.
It's a great shot from Brown. She shot 46.1% last year. She's been shooting just under that with 45.8% this year.
Elliott passes to Poa. Poa down low to Brackens. Brackens banks it in. Pushes the lead back up to 3 for the Sun Devils. 50-47 the score. Alexander hands off for Lott. Lott reverses the ball to Elohheim. Elohheim on left wing. Gives it to Brown. That's Shelby Brown. Shelby Brown back up top for Roland. Shot clock down to 9. Roland lets go the 3, and she makes it! Tying the game at 50 with 2:44 to go. A big-time shot. Sun Devils looking to answer. Tie ball game. Poa on right wing. Finds Elliott cutting, but she loops right into the hands of Brown. Now the other way, it's Elohheim. The Rebels with a chance to take the lead, but unable to put the ball on the ground before taking a step is Roland. She traveled. A big mistake there by the Rebels as the Sun Devils catch a break. Brackens brings it across the timeline. Tie ball game, 50-50, 2:15 to go. Sun Devils want to slow things down and get their shot. They pass to Brackens. Brackens to the corner for Elliott. Her three-pointer, bang! Sun Devils take a 3-point lead. Gabby Elliott cashes out from the corner. It's 53-50 with 2 minutes to go.
That's her 11th of today, and she's been phenomenal from outside range.
Top of the key, Lott tries to answer with a three-pointer of her own, and she does! What a game, back and forth. The big answer from Lott, top of the key. No hesitation. Absolutely swishes it. What a ball game we got on our hands. 53-53, 1:48 to go. Timeout ASU.
You gotta be kidding me. Wilkinshaw, I hope you never get called up. I'm going to listen to Up on Deck so I can know what the heck is going on with this Aviators bullpen. I guess I advise everyone to listen to Up on Deck every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Hey, it's your good friend Max Cepeda, and we've been through so much over these last 3.
Ready? Sun Devils have the ball. 53-53 the score. Poa inbounds to Elliott. Elliott made the big 3 to push the Sun Devils up by 3, but Lott answered with a 3 of her own. Sun Devils bring the ball into the offensive zone. Poa with the ball at the top of the key. They'll once again have to break this 2-3 zone of the Rebels. Brackens at the top of the key, gives it in the middle for Elliott, pulls up from the free throw line. Her shot banks off the back iron, but an offensive rebound by Waschnitz.
And right now, ASU trying to take as much time off the clock as they can, knotted at 53 with only 1:15 remaining. Every second is key.
In the middle for Carrera. Carrera back up top for Waschnitz. She pump fakes, thought about the 3, 4 on the shot clock. Back in the middle for Carrera. Puts up the 18-footer, no good. Rebounded by Brown. Tie game, 1:04 to go. UNLV looks to take the lead late. Alexander with the ball for the Lady Rebels. Top of the key, she hands it off for Elohheim. Elohheim reverses to Lott. Lott just made the big shot before the timeout, and that's going to be a foul against Carrera. Got tangled up with Lott as she tried to set the screen. It'll be on the ground and not yet in the bonus, just the 4th team foul for ASU. So it'll be sideline out of bounds with 49.5 to go. The shot clock will reset to 20.
Both of these teams have struggled in the fourth quarter in their previous matchups. ASU knotted it with 20 against Santa Clara back on last Sunday. But for UNLV, they played against Montana State on Tuesday. They got outscored by 6 in the fourth quarter. So two teams who both struggle to offensively dominate in the fourth. Going at it now, I think that's why we're looking at such a close game, and it really might just come down to who has possession last.
Late substitution before the inbound. Jayan Lovett comes back in the game for last tier Poa. Could be a defensive decision. Shelby Brown, the trigger woman on the inbound for the Rebels. She gets it into Lott. Lott being guarded by Elliott. 13 on the shot clock, 42 on the game clock. Lott kicks it to Brown. Brown drives middle. Pump fakes, puts it up, and she's fouled going up for the layup by Brackens. And she'll have a chance to put UNLV on top with 36 seconds to go.
Shelby Brown's been shooting 75% from the free throw range, and she's obviously not going to be one of the Lady Rebels that you want to send to the line in one of the final minutes of the game.
These are the first 2 free throws of the game for UNLV. They have not gone to the line tonight. Here's the first free throw from Lott, and it's no good. The curtain of distraction, an ASU staple, maybe making a difference as she's unable to connect on the first one. 53-53 the score. DFA, everyone on their feet making noise. Lott's second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Brackens. Timeout called by Coach Molly Miller. And the Sun Devils will have the ball in a tie game with 35 seconds remaining. Jaden, who are the Sun Devils looking to go to here?
Well, look, you've got McKenna Brackens, who's been lights out so far this game. She's got 23 points. But the best part is it's not just her. You can go to Carrera as well. Carrera's had 16. They've been all over the place. I really do think, though, the one who should be getting the ball here is the junior out of Fairfield. Give it to Brackens against her old team. She knows some of the players. She kind of knows their style. And I think that's been a very big part of her success today. She's been able to kind of target some more areas, find different shots, just with the knowledge of the Lady Rebels. So I would expect Brackens here with 35.4 seconds. And obviously ASU also going to try and take as much off as they can on the shot clock as well. It'll be a difference of 5.4 seconds. So UNLV will likely get at least one more chance to maybe potentially throw up a full court.
Brackens has matched her career high with 23 here tonight, 10 rebounds to go along with it. She has been stellar tonight, and what a way it would be for her to cap off this game against her former team if she can get the go-ahead shot here in the late stages. 31.5 on the clock, a 30-second shot clock, so the Sun Devils can't make a shot of this. The time is expiring, but you can get very close, especially college basketball. The ball does not advance on a timeout, so it'd be very tough for UNLV to get the ball across and get a good look if Arizona State drains enough clock and makes the go-ahead basket.
Out of the time now remains coming out of the timeout. Still tied at 53 as ASU wants to keep their undefeated streak alive.
Arizona State will be taking the ball out in the front court as they got across the timeline before calling the timeout. Brackens inbounds to Lovett. Lovett top of the key. Whistle is blown. It might be a clock error here. Shot clock was incorrect. It should have been at 30 seconds, came at 20. The game clock also got bumped up to 33 seconds. So we'll take a second to fix all of that. UNLV did show their cards. They're going to play that 2-3 zone that they employed at the end of the third quarter that's brought them success. Molly Miller going to use this extra time to talk a few things over with her squad, looking to improve to 5-0 on the season. Tie ball game. Brackens will take it out of bounds for the Sun Devils. She gives to Elliott. Everyone in Desert Financial Arena on their feet. The 2 up top, the 3 on the baseline. Elliott taking her time, want to dribble as much clock off as possible. 10 on the shot clock. Now 14, Molly Miller's going to use a timeout. She had one. Why not use it? 14.6 to go, 9 on the shot clock. Didn't like what she saw. She's going to try and get a design play here, maybe on the inbound.
Well, I think that's a smart timeout for her to take because you still have 9 seconds on the shot clock. You were able to chew off about 20-ish seconds already, so you've got 14.6 left on the game clock. Come out on a designated play, but you've given yourself enough time to still execute that play. We saw it earlier where they had a great play coming out, but they just didn't have enough time on the shot clock. They made it afterwards, so give yourself time to let it develop here. Really like this timeout call and a big chance for ASU to ice it.
Brackens will inbound for the Sun Devils on the near sideline. Lovett comes and gets it. 8 on the shot clock. Sun Devils gonna need to move quickly. She hands it off for Elliott. Elliott dribbles on the wing. She loses possession. Oh my goodness! Washenitz threw up a prayer and banked it in with 4 remaining. The Sun Devils lost the ball. It almost rolled out of bounds. Washenitz picked it up and fired it, banked it in. She even can't believe that went in. What a shot! Are you kidding me? Marley Washenitz. Sun Devils take a 3-point lead with 4 seconds remaining.
Oh my. Washenitz just with nothing to lose just said here and threw it up, banked it in. She transferred here to ASU this season and just talked about how one of the reasons why she wanted to move here was her grandfather had never seen her play live before in college. He lives here in Arizona, and a giant play like that, so crucial.
The play completely broke down for Arizona State. Elliott dribbled it off her foot. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and Washenitz came out of nowhere, scooped it up, threw it off her back foot from about 30 feet, falling out of bounds, and banked it in as the shot clock expired. A miracle shot, unbelievable. And the Sun Devils take a 3-point lead. I can't believe what I just saw.
That's one of those plays that you look back on and you celebrate with, but you also wish the game didn't have to come down to a play like that. But it's not over. 4 seconds. You got to prevent the Lady Rebels from getting up one of their own crazy shots to end this here in the 4th. But for ASU, you know, look, it's been neck and neck, and they've battled, but still a lot to improve on in future games to prevent them from having to rely on a situation like this.
The play is under review, making sure that 1, Washenitz got the shot off in time. I believe she did, but 2, that she didn't step out of bounds or the ball didn't roll out of bounds on the fumble between Elliott and Washenitz. And there it is. The referee confirms it. The make is good. What a shot from Marley Washenitz. An unbelievable make. That's one on a radio broadcast that's tough because you don't even have words to describe what you just saw. I mean, the Sun Devils look dead to rights.
In half court, always taking half court, backwards shots, and he made one today finally. I got the same vibe from that. Washenitz just literally with no vision, just threw it up, had to get a shot off, and to get something that lucky and that incredible.
They added an extra 0.5 of a second, so 4.5 to work with for UNLV.
It's not a lot of time, but it's enough time to pass it in and take a shot, hopefully from around the half-court range. It'll be a long shot, but still ASU will have to play a very strong press here, making sure that they don't get a wide-open shot. You want to contest it as much as you can.
The horn sounds, the timeout's over. UNLV trying to answer the miraculous shot from Washenitz that put the Sun Devils up by 3. 4.5 seconds to work with. Alexander will inbound on the sidelines. Alexander passes into Brown, and Brown is going to be A whistle blows, a little bit of confusion. Referee talking things over with the head coach of UNLV. Timeout was called before the inbound took place. So Lindy Ricot did not like what she saw personnel-wise and play call-wise, so they'll look to do it again.
That took a little bit of time off. We'll see if they reset it, which they should. But we just got a little bit of a glimpse of what they might come out with. And you got to be prepared, obviously, for a three-point attempt here, but especially prepared that if you're putting pressure right on top of the Lady Rebels, that you don't foul them. Because that would be the worst possible outcome here, is a foul on the three for a potential 4-point play.
The 5 on the floor for the Rebels are Alexander, Roland, Elohim, Lott, and Shelby Brown. Sun Devils need one stop to improve to 5-0 on the season. Alexander, the trigger woman, 3.2 on the clock. Alexander gets it in to Roland. Roland from 3, no good! Sun Devils win it! Marley Washington's miracle shot proves to be the game winner as they take this one 56-53. They remain undefeated, and what a finish in Tempe this afternoon.
ASU likes to tug on your heartstrings if you're a Sun Devils fan. They kept that one right up until the end. You know, it felt like in parts of the third quarter that the team had hit their stride. Well, that wasn't exactly how it played out throughout the fourth. ASU really let the Lady Rebels get back into a game that they never should have been in the first place, coming from that mid-range size of teams. UNLV wanted to win this game. This would be a very strong marker for them trying to make a postseason run, but for ASU, they do what they needed to do. They completed the assignment. They moved to 5-0, and now they'll face off against Utah Tech on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. here at DFA, excuse me. Those two teams last played on February 15th, where ASU won 58-62. So the Molly Miller era continues to bring in the results that ASU women's basketball fans have been waiting for so many years to see.
A 5-0 start, and you'll see that clip. Marley Washington falling out of bounds to beat the shot clock buzzer to take the lead with just 4.5 on the clock. One of the best shots I've ever seen in this arena.
I mean, one of the best is, I would say one of the craziest, one of the luckiest. She had no sight on the basket. That, to me, that's what was impressive, is how accurate it really was to be facing the bench and have to pick it up and just turn your shoulder and throw it all in one swift motion. That's one of those shots that she will definitely remember forever, even if it's only 5 games into the season. And for ASU, you know, that's a win that you needed. You got it, and that's really all that matters, the final score. But when you go back to practice and you relook on the game, there's still going to be a lot of things the team has to reflect on. We talked about the sluggish start, right? They were hesitant to take shots, especially for the Sun Devils in that first half. So for them, a great win, but still some negatives that the team has to kind of tweak and work on.
56-53 the final. Thank you so much for joining us here today. A big day for Sun Devil Athletics as hockey takes on number 3 Denver here in just 2 hours, and then football takes on Colorado as they look to finish their quest on this regular season. A big day and a good start as the Sun Devils win it from Marley Washington's game winner. Thank you so much for joining us here on Blaze Sports. I am Luke Carter, been joined alongside by Jaden Ricken. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.